Good evening, folks. It's Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, I continue with the Spano years. The mayoral debate, 2011. Let's finish that up, folks.
Fatality.
Good evening, folks. Unfiltered. Tonight, the Spano years. The mayoral debate of 2011.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Good evening, Yonkers. I'm Freddie Vasquez. Got the city buzzing, don't I?
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Yeah. They're all learning the truth, folks. They're all finding out what is really what was really happening there. Mr. Info. Folks, how you doing? I'm Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics Unfiltered. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Are we good to go? Is the sound coming in? I want to make sure. Good evening, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics. Tonight, I want to continue discussing the mayor, Mike Spano. Yeah. I hear that, sometimes. Is that good? Then sometimes I wonder if it's bad. I was with my attorney today, and again, I do other things that have nothing to do with politics. So it's not just, see me with my attorneys, not just. I'm actually already suing people. I've been suing people because they owe me money. I'm owed a lot of money. It's stuff from other, previous business dealings, and so I'm coming out of courthouse, and I see some police officers. Shout out to you guys. Gentlemen undercover. I don't know the cover. They were plainclothes cops, had the ball cap on, so I figure they're the ones that try to blend in with the street, plainclothes guys. And they said, Freddie Vasquez, hey, Basement Politics. Shout out to you guys. Thank you, police officers, because you made my attorney smile, actually. I've been trying to tell him, but, he's not from around here. But, I said, look, you see what I'm saying? They know me out here, man. They're starting to know me out here, right? But I also, I'm not going to say anything else. I was going to say something. I caught myself. It's one of those things. Sometimes I have to catch myself. Well, anyway, folks, I want to finish off with this debate. Mike Spano in 2011. Let's compare and contrast, right? Anybody write one of those in college? Compare and contrast. Here, the mayor is talking about what he's going to do if he becomes the mayor, right? He wasn't the mayor yet. He was an assemblyman. He was a Republican. Then he became a Democrat. He lost to Phil Emacone first time around, but now here he is running again because Phil Emacone has termed out. And I hear the Spanos assured that he would not be able to extend terms. So let's hear about career politicians.
Off on that a little bit. What we've seen in the past few years has been the demonization of the local worker, the person who educates our children, the person who polices our neighborhoods. That's what we've seen, is a demonization of those workers. We treat them like enemies, and then we wonder why they act like as enemies. And we wonder why our trash doesn't get picked up, or we wonder about some of the other things that are happening. My approach, a new approach, treat them like partners. They're 80% of our budget. It's time we bring them in, like we did in Albany this year. We brought labor in, and we made $500 million in savings, and that's what I expect to do in Yonkers.
Mr. Flower, would you support a cap on overtime, a hard cap like that, $20,000? Or do you have another idea?
Well, I do have another idea, and let me just say that I would be fair with the unions, but the city comes first. The citizens come first. I think that's the primary objective here. See, when you're a career politician, you can't think like that. You have to think about what's going to happen to you first, and then the people second. And that's what's been going on with the old boy network, with the political machine, and with the career politicians. I'm not a career politician. I'm a businessman with some innovative ideas. And let me tell you, when I sit down with the police union or any of the unions, what I intend to do is use some very innovative financial processes to help them with their salary issues and with their pension issues. As a matter of fact.
So, he talks about Mike Spano saying that how the previous administration, the Amacone administration and previous administrations before that had demonized the workers, the local labor guys, and he wanted to not do that, right? He wants to treat them fairly. He says they are partners. They are a big part of our city budget. He said 80% here. I don't know if it's that much here, maybe. But he said here it was 80%, right? And so this gentleman here, Mr. Flowers, goes on to say, well, the problem is career politicians, right? They need that support. And so what have we been talking about here a lot on Basement Politics? The Family and Friends Network, right? So Mike Spano is going into the mayor's seat here in the city of Yonkers, knowing that he is going to get his support from city employees, right? By giving out jobs, making sure they're getting paid well, they're getting treated well. And that's who's going to support him on a, constantly. And even he was doing that with the unions, right? Making sure the unions were good. And he's sure he did that early on. And we're going to go in through, the years 2012, 2013, all the way up until 2022. But it seems like that's changing, right? Or at least since I've been speaking about it, it seems like Mike Spano's shifting his focus from even the employees here to it being about the developers, because they're the ones now that are making the major contributions to their campaign funds. And they have been. They're the ones that helped destroy Mike Cater with the Committee for a Better Yonkers. And so he is putting the developers first. But Mr. Flowers says here, I would put the people of the city first, not the unions. Career politicians do that. Career politicians have to worry about themselves first, how they're going to stay in office. I'm not a career politician. I'm a businessman. I'm successful in business. And what we need is some innovative financial ideas and solutions to fix the fiscal problems they were having at the time, fiscal problems that we still see today. And I agree. We need someone to come in that's not a career politician, that is someone who has had success in other areas outside of politics, right? And we need someone to bring these innovative, unique money management ideas, because that's what's been a big issue here. It's the money management. We're constantly crying broke, blaming the state, not giving us enough money. And then you have those that say, well, the city mismanages money, salaries. A lot of money goes into salaries. And that's a sensitive, topic. You start getting into employee salaries, the different departments, and you're going to have people in an uproar. You're going to have people upset. And so how do we not, get folks who work for the city now upset? But how do we create change? How do we, become fiscally responsible here in the city of Yonkers? We're going to have to make some cuts, and everybody's going to have to chip in. And so I like what he was saying here, putting the people first. And that's not to say anything negative about the union. People who are in the union are people. So you guys ultimately are also being put first, right? So I want to just move on a little bit and hear what he had to say, and then move on to the next video.
They're going to love this so much that they're going to call Mike up and ask him for a refund on the funds that they've given him for his campaign. So what I want to do is I want to use my financial.
I want to play that again. Did you hear what he said? His financial ideas, right? His solutions, his innovative ideas are going to be so great that the people are going to call Mike Spano up and ask for a refund on their contribution because they no longer need it. Listen, that was funny.
Up and ask him for a refund on the funds that they've given him, junior or any of the unions. What I intend to do is use some very innovative financial processes to help them with their salary issues and with their pension issues. As a matter of fact, they're going to love this so much that they're going to call Mike up and ask him for a refund on the funds that they've given him for his campaign. So what I want to do is I want to use my financial skills to create programs that are going to help all of the employees. And the Municipal Insurance Investment Plan is one of those programs that can generate more funds for our city employees, among other things.
I agree with that, right? And that's one of the things I try to do. I wanted to do, I was talking to some officials saying, hey, guys, I would love to do workshops for free right? Financial literacy workshops, money management, not necessarily having to do with politics, but for individuals that, are asking about this, because I have people that ask about this, how to grow their money, how to make the money to begin with, how to start a business, right? And so here he's talking about employees, right? And how to help them grow their money, right? And help them manage their salaries and help them with their pensions and stuff by creating new innovative ways of financial ideas and solutions rather than just spending and increasing their salaries and their, overtime, just giving them a bunch of overtime and stuff. And they also talk about overtime cap, right? Putting a cap on overtime. I believe that there was an idea put of a cap of $20,000, although Mike Spano didn't support that. He didn't support that, but he did support some kind of, oversight, right? Some oversight that will determine whether or not this overtime is justified, right? It's not being abused, right? But here's the thing, going back to career politicians, we need to get the career politicians out. Look at the city council, for example. Their primary responsibility is overseeing that budget, overlooking the mayor's budget and approving it. But do they have the skill set to do so effectively? Maybe Moranti as an accountant, but who else on that city council truly has the experience, the knowledge, and the skill set to do what it takes to be an effective city council person? Will Tasha Diaz be able to look over that budget and find discrepancies or not be easily fooled by some sharp, witty accountant that's hired by the mayor? So how can we trust that they are looking at this and they're truly being effective checks and balance individuals when it comes to the budget and other issues and other things that we discuss here in the city of Yonkers? What are their qualifications? If they've been career politicians, or maybe they were community activists at one point giving out food. And I'm not trying to be negative, but what I'm or say anything about anyone specifically. What I'm saying is that we have to assure also that people that we vote for can do the job effectively, have some kind of skill sets coming in, not just have been straight out of high school, maybe college, became an aide for the mayor, and then moved up to councilman as they were appointed, or member, council member, whatever, and then been a council member forever. And then now they want to go to another position, right? What skill sets do they have besides being a politician? Because it seems like here in the city of Yonkers, career politician skills are really just about creating fake pages, manipulating people who are vulnerable to exploitation, and dividing everyone in order to create chaos instead of creating unity. Right? Now we, more than ever, we need unity. We need unity more than ever now, folks. We need unity. And I have reached out to some people that maybe I might not have talked to before for whatever reason. And, and I've tried to mend things, and I'm trying to mend things with people because I think there are people out there that are helpful and beneficial and of value to helping create this change that we are all seeking. And we must come together and unite, because for so long we have been divided. So now more than ever, we need to have unity, right? What, once divided us, right? We could look at it this: what once divided us will ultimately be what unites us. Isn't that amazing? I think it is. I definitely think it is. Mayor for life ran on making allies of labor. Instead, he successfully bribed the public sector union heads to throw their memberships under the bus at every corner. He arranged for psychological games to result in my termination because I vowed to take the union back. We'll go over that email live by midday, or mid-December, I should say, Freddie. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. They are sure not showing the skill set. No, obviously not. I mean, you see the display at the last meeting. They don't even have, the skill set to speak with respect. I mean, that should have been taught at a very young age. Real competition brings out the best from ourselves versus those who pay bribe their way in. Historically, this is how bureaucracy degenerates into corruption. And using Brian Harrod, who tags the people who are speaking out on your show, right? And not to go all the way over there, but, folks, he's been harassing, and it's not just him. We outed Frankie Jarris, the son of Zahi Jarris, as an administrator on that page. And they have been harassing and attacking women that have nothing to do with politics, are not elected officials, unlike Tasha Diaz, unlike Shanae Williams, unlike Lakeisha Collins-Bellamy and unlike Corazon Pineda. Sure, they are women, but yet they are also elected officials. They are the 4 councilwomen, the super majority, Democratic majority, right? Equal, we treat them equal. Why do we keep saying women like there's some handicap to them? I happen to know that women are just as capable as men in all ways, shapes, form. My wife is very capable as I am in every way possible. So why do we keep saying women? Like they're weak, or they have a handicap, or they need special help, right? I believe that women have all the greatness. I think they're better than men, actually. Ugly truth is hard to accept. Spectators are in denial. Let's go to another clip here. Yeah, we need people with skill set, right? So who are we voting in here, folks? Let's go on to the next clip. Listen to this. This is funny.
Respond to that.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? If you remember, the city council had actually done a home rule message along with the mayor and actually put in place and getting authorization through the state on the final average salary. But that's not the issue.
A previous
The
city
issue-
council headed by Mr. Martinelli.
Exactly. That's not the issue. The issue here is the management of these dollars. When you see one particular individual make 300,000, I didn't see anyone in the council scream, you know, let's offer the commissioner's head.
Listen.
Because that's what should have happened. What should have happened was a strong leader would have stood up and would have said, where's our overtime policy? And why is it that there are individuals that are making in excess of $300,000 a year when you could hire probably another 2 or 3 officers? The amount of manpower that we have in the Yonkers Police Department is pre-9/11 levels. And that's a problem. And part of the problem is the fact that there isn't enough oversight or management of that budget that allows for these overtime costs to be out of control. And whether or not you want to get into this whole convoluted argument as to how management is distributed, because we all know that it's protected by the Constitution, you need to look at the management of the city. And that's what I'm going to focus my efforts on.
What I wanted to ask all 3 of you is, would you support a cap on overtime?
They talk about their cap on overtime. So really quick, Mike Spano's talking about the fact that the city council has not been strong. Like I have also been saying, they are leaving a bad legacy. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that right now. So he talks about the council not being strong enough. Why are individuals making $300,000 a year and the council is not saying anything on it? What's going on with this overtime? Why isn't there some oversight? Why aren't they saying, hey, this overtime is way out of hand? Like Thomas DiNapoli has been saying in his reports, the New York State Comptroller. And so he asked Connie Bear, I think Brian Connie Bear asked about a overtime cap. And Mike was not in favor of it. Let's see what he had to say.
Overtime, because the city council did approve a $20,000 cap for all city employees on overtime unless specific exceptions were made, and the mayor vetoed it. Would you support a cap on overtime for Yonkers City employees, Mr. Spano?
I'm not going to support a cap. What I'm going to support is a rational overtime policy, because let's face it, if there is something exceptional happens, you need to make sure that you have the police personnel that are there and available. You don't start off by negotiating with labor as if they're enemies. And if you don't mind me just going off on that a little bit, what we've seen in the past few years has been the demonization of the local worker, the person who educates our children, the person who polices our neighborhoods. That's what we've seen, is a demonization of those workers. We treat them like enemies, and then we wonder why they act like as enemies.
So he's talking about the demonization of the local workers. The union guys obviously say the employees. He says you treat them like enemies and you wonder why they act like enemies, why the garbage doesn't get picked up, why things are not cleaned. He spoke about poor management, and he's going to come in. And that seems to be like a common thing that they say, right? They got rid of the guy that came before Vincent Pesci Jr. at the building department because of poor management in the building department. Then they got rid of him and brought in Sam Borelli because he's a manager. He can manage better. We need management. I mean, this seems to be like a common thing. They need management. They need management. You're right. And we still need a serious management. The management here in the city of Yonkers is flawed. The leadership is flawed. Look at the way they spoke to people. Look how they conducted themselves in a meeting. And where's the mayor? Is he anywhere ever around? Is he ever in City Hall? I don't think so. How can you lead a city when you're constantly absent? And should we expect another 4 years of an absentee mayor? We have not seen the mayor walk through any of the communities unless there's a special event going on in which a photo op is perfect, opportunity for that, right? Show the community that you're supporting, like the Mexican Independence Festival. And don't forget, folks, I received an email in regards to how the Mexican American Chamber of Commerce here in the city of Yonkers endorsed the fourth term, why they wrote that letter, why they want to make it seem like it's Latinos, right? Because that's where they're shifting their whole entire focus, folks. There's a new game plan. Many people say, Freddie, they think 5 years ahead. What there's happening now, they thought about last year. 5 years ago. You're right. So we have to think like them. And so what they're doing is they're shifting and getting rid of the black population. And I'm not making this about race. It's a fact. It's a fact. The Latino population is growing. And so they got to cater to those that are going to be here and vote. Those that are also scaling, the economic ladder, right? Because Latinos, just statistically, have a higher rate of success, right? They have a higher rate of escaping poverty. And they're growing. We're 43% of the population and growing, while black population here in the city of Yonkers is decreasing. And so they understand that. And so they want to get rid of the Tasha Diaz's. They want to get rid of the Shanaes. They're going to get rid of the Lakeishas. And they're going to start to bring in more Latinos to cater to the bigger Latino population, which is why they went through the Mexican Chamber of Commerce to initiate this term limit extension. They were the ones that wrote the first letter to the council, which gave them the bright idea because they didn't know anything about it before, right? And so it's all a scam. And so when Zahi Jarrett said to me, hey, Freddie Vasquez, your last name is great. You should run against Chris Johnson. Yeah, you could beat him. Besides, that district is becoming more and more Hispanic than black. The blacks are moving out. And they use the blacks to do that. And I hope you've seen that. Because for them, it's all a political game. They'll use the city employees. They'll use the various demographics here, the groups, whatever they have to do to maintain power. And so we must be aware of this. And we must not be manipulated. And so I'm saying we have to unite. And I know that there's some news guys out there that are now going, on a posting rant. And I'm not trying to go back and forth. What I'm saying is that we need to unite. It's not good for us to fight. John, it's not good for us to fight, John. Dell, it's not good for us to fight. And even Ruros, it's not good for us to fight. Anderson, I call a truce. Because I don't want for us to be divided. And that's what they want to happen. And so if you're truly about making change, you must come and join the movement. Do not spread the nastiness, because that is what these career politicians have learned, if anything, is how to create fake pages, how to divide people, how to manipulate, how to scam, how to find the loopholes, how to stay in power. But that time has come to an end. And many people are warning me. They're saying, Freddie, be careful. Seriously warning me. I see it in their face. Should I fear for my life? Just remember, I've never been suicidal. And that's not to be funny. People have actually said that to me. Many people. I even got the former mayor with Fiscal mentioned to me, just as an example of what can happen when you speak out. I speak truth to power, and I have no fear doing so. But I make no mistake in not being aware that there are potentials for harm and danger. But we cannot live in fear. And so I will not live in fear. And so I'm going to continue to speak out, folks. And so we must create change. And so I want to have unity. I want to bridge these gaps that we've had. You know, I've reached out to Lorraine Lopez. I apologize to her if I ever offended her. And if I did, I may have, I'm sorry. And my goal was not, but we were all, I'm starting to realize, manipulated and played. Where do you think I got much of that information? There was a reason why I was being provided that information. But it was only recently that I got hip to it. And so now I'm telling you guys about it. And so we must come together because we are nothing to them. But you are something to me. And so I don't want us to be divided and continue to spread nastiness about each other. It's not healthy for our community. It's not healthy for each other. It's not healthy for our families. And it's not healthy for the progress that we are trying to make here in the city of Yonkers. So I'm going to move forward to the next clip here, folks.
How my opponent is going to negotiate with the unions when he accepted campaign contributions far in excess of the primary amount. The primary amount is $2,447. Now, he took $7,200 and change from two of the biggest municipal unions in the city. Now, while it's technically only a violation of the law if he spends that money, which is kind of a loophole that Albany created, you can collect it but not spend it, it still gets to the question of how are you going to be an honest broker with these unions if you're beholden to them.
Mr. Spano, respond to that quickly.
Chuck's a lawyer. He knows it's legal. I think he just tried to allude that it wasn't, but clearly, if you listen to his words, it was legal. And let's talk about what's important here. What's important is that we have a leadership void in the city of Yonkers. Who's more invested in the future of our city than the men and women who work in our city? The people who educate our children, police our streets, clean our parks. They're invested in the future of our city. They live here, they work here, they're raising families here. I'm not going to apologize because men and women have endorsed my candidacy, but I will tell you this. I will have a seat at the table for labor, because like we did with working with Andrew Cuomo as governor, we brought CSEA to the table. We brought the other labor unions to the table, and we cut $500 million out of the state budget this year using our relationship, a good, solid relationship with labor. And you know what, Chuck? That's the only way we're going to do it. You continue your policy of treating them and demonizing them and making them the enemy. Well, then you know what? Then we're going to see more of the same. It's time for a new approach.
Guys, I got to take a quick break, but Mr. Flower, you wanted to make one comment.
Two quick comments. Number one, I take exception to that, Mike. I think the people that are more invested in the city are the citizens and the taxpayers. They're the ones that should come first, not the unions. I'm willing to work with the unions, but they have to understand that under a Flower administration, it's going to be citizens first and then unions second. I'm willing to treat them fairly. The other problem is I really don't demonize the unions that much. It's the career politician that fed them, that made them part of their power force. And that's how we got into this mess.
Unions are a powerful group.
I like that guy, Flower. You mother Flower. Where have you been? Folks, I like what he had to say there. The people first. And that's not to insult anybody in the union, right? Mike Spano keeps saying that the workers, the labor force are being demonized, and we have to take care of them. There are teachers, there are firemen, there are police officers. They're the guys that work in sanitation. Yeah, I respect them, and we have to take care of them 1,000%. But they are also the people, right? They are the people first before they put that uniform on. When they go home, they are the people, right? When they wake up, they are the people. They are part of the community. They are the people who have a specific job within this community. And so the people come first, not the unions, not necessarily the unions, but the people. And so whatever that may, mean. So if we're talking about union, talk about CSEA, talked about the obviously 456, right? We want to make sure they are getting what they need. They shouldn't have to have really a union to have to fight for them, because our elected officials, our leaders should be giving them what they need. But obviously there's a union, right? They need unions to fight for them. because our elected officials do not give them what they need. I'm talking about all the guys, and I don't want to make enemies with any department. I support and I respect everyone, everyone. But we have to really take a hard look at what's been happening here in the city of Yonkers. We must go over everything. Truly, like Mike Spano said, take a look at not just the budget, but the entire city and all its departments from top to bottom. Make the cuts that need to be made. That doesn't mean fire firemen, police officers, teachers, DPW workers. No. Maybe, do we need a director of constituent services? Our council members, do they not represent the constituents? Why do we need a director of constituent services? If you have a problem in your district, call your district representative, and I expect your district representative to answer you in a timely fashion. And what's the problem? We have a pothole, let's get it fixed. The fire hydrant has been laying on its side for a week now over there in the Nodine Hill section. Let's get it fixed. Schools are falling apart. Let's get them fixed. We got local labor, right? We got 4, 5, 6. You guys do construction, right? We need you to go in there and fix up the buildings, the school buildings. They're falling apart. That's work. We definitely need to be safe, so we need the police officers. We definitely need the firemen. And we absolutely need our educators, our teachers, our school administrators. But do we need everybody in the Board of Education? And I'm not trying to get people fired. I'm just saying, everyone out here knows that there are jobs that have been created just because. Jobs that have been given to people because that's my cousin so-and-so, and I got to give him a job. Go up in there and work. It's taxpayer money anyway. It ain't coming out of my pocket. See, because when you own a business and it's coming out of your profits, you think twice about who you hire. But when you have unlimited taxpayer funds just about, here you go. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas. You owe me now. And so many people now owe this guy, Mike Spano, and the Spano families, that it's going to be a difficult task voting them out. So many people owe these guys favors that I have to watch my back, because I don't know if some guy who feels like I want to show the Spanos that I am down for them is going to do something to Freddie Vasquez. But if it does happen, I can guarantee you that won't be the end of it. I can guarantee you that. 1,000%. So unless you want to go into a long battle with someone, don't even try it. I'm dead serious. Because it's not just me. And I'm not trying to fight with no one. But the fact that people live in such fear because of these individuals is what drives me and motivates me to want to push for change. It's time we change. And again, I hope that our employees here in the city of Yonkers can understand and not be upset with Freddie Vasquez and those who want change. That doesn't mean that you guys are going to get fired. And if you do get fired, it's probably because you are not doing anything. Your job is made up, and we need to save that money for our babies, you know, that are in the Yonkers public schools. And possibly to hire more firemen and more police officers, or maybe more sanitation guys. Because there's a lot of people that have applied and have yet to be called. And I see a lot of stuff that could be done. Thank you, Mike Spano, for finally starting to patch up these roads. I get it. This term limit thing got you motivated. But it's a little too late. And it's time for change. And we must unite. Because what I hear here is a bunch of nonsense. I'm sorry. No disrespect. But we got to do better, Yonkers. We have to up our standards. So if we want our city to progress, to truly progress forward without it being taken over by people, we have to raise the standards of the individuals that represent us. It's just not okay that you handed out some turkeys once before. That's not enough on your resume. But I appreciate it. But you know what we do have? We have this team of volunteers that hand out turkeys. You'll be perfect for that. Would you like to become a volunteer member of that? Let's see if you're really about your community. Or is it that you just want to be a politician? I'm done with that. I didn't want this. I never started a podcast to be a podcaster, to be famous. Never did that. I did this to help make people aware of what's going on here in the city of Yonkers. And the more that I've dug in, the more my mind was blown. This actually happens, and it's been happening for a long time. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mike Spano talked about the cars. And they did some very shady things with these cars. I wish I could talk about it, but I can't, because that information will reveal some individuals that I do not want to reveal, because again, I will always protect my sources unless you are part of the problem and try to set me up. In which case, I have no problem exposing you. Right? But Spano spoke about the cars and it being a problem, and we need to get rid of the cars. And they did in the beginning. Got rid of some of the expensive SUVs. Some of these department heads were driving Navigators, brand new Expeditions, brand new Explorers. I mean, excessive spending. And so they got rid of some of them. And then they started to give them back as a token, as a reward. If you do something, I'll get you a car. If you be a good pet, you'll get a car. And that's what they did. They use it as a reward system for those that will be good sheep and do as they say. And those individuals will be removed. I'm not going to lie. You got to go. And so you can fight for your life. I know you will. But the people will fight harder. Because enough is enough. Our schools are shit. I don't care if your kid goes to Pulaski. It's shit. I've seen schools that will make Pulaski look like a school in the worst ghetto in America. And they were public schools. And so why can't we have that here in the city of Yonkers? Because of the leeches, the bloodsuckers, the ones who take all the taxpayer money, put it in their pockets, buy second and third homes, buy investment properties, enrich themselves, and send their kids to private school. And so enough is enough. And you can be upset. But it's time that we start to unite, because we have to do this together. It's called nepotism, 1000%. And we have to end it, because it has caused an income inequality here in the city of Yonkers that has affected primarily Black and Latinos, but it has affected many people. People on the Southwest side and Northwest side. They're not given the same opportunities. And then you got a few that get it, right? And this is what Lorraine Lopez, I believe, was speaking about today, because I saw what she wrote. Someone sent it to me. And it appears that maybe they were asking Lorraine Lopez to do something she didn't want to do, right? And so they may have threatened her by exposing some things about her. And that's how these animals work. And so that's why I exposed them. I could only imagine what they wanted her to do, but I'm glad that she was strong. And that's why I reached out to her to say, I'm supporting you. I'm here if you need me, if I can do anything. And that goes for everybody, including Hector Santiago. Because I'm not here to fight you. I'm not your enemy. And we all have been bamboozled. We all have been led astray. But we must come back. And we must understand what these people have been doing. Everyone. They've been playing everyone. Everybody. Everybody. That's their game. And they even playing each other. Zahi, Vinny, right? Is it Nader or is it going to be Mike? Is it going to be Nader or is it going to be Mike? Did you think about it, Zahi? Or did you always support Mike from the get-go? Huh? Did you? Did you think maybe I could sneak Nader in there? But you had to make a deal because they need their pensions, Zahi. And so you're going to let him do another 4 years, and maybe you'll get Nader. Will he be too old by then? Folks, I'm Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics Unfiltered. What do you think about these guys? What do you think about it? Look, Chuck Lesnick, what do you think about what Mike Spano was saying there versus what's happening now?
Group in the city of Yonkers, no doubt about that. Do you support a financial control board from the state being imposed on Yonkers like we had about a decade ago to help make some of these difficult decisions? Mr. Spano, should there be a financial control board?
Absolutely not. I mean, taking the control of the elected representatives away from the city of Yonkers is something that should never be done unless it's.
What did he just say? Did you just hear what he said? Let's rewind that. Let's rewind that a little bit. That's interesting there, Mr. Spano.
Yonkers like we had about a decade ago to help make some of these difficult decisions. Mr. Spano, should there be a financial control board?
Absolutely not. I mean, taking the control of the elected representatives away from the city of Yonkers is something that should never be done unless it is done where the council or the mayor has thrown up their hands and said we can't balance our books. And Yonkers, while Yonkers has some very tough years ahead of it, is not bankrupt. There are some very serious fiscal issues that if we don't address, we could be there. But no, control board abdicating our responsibility and saying, hey, we don't make the tough choices, so let's let somebody else do it. That's not going to be what I'm going to do.
Mr. Lesnick?
Absolutely not. We should not give up
Of
that
course
control.
not, Chucky.
The council heard people who.
Of course not, Chucky. There you go. They don't want to give up no control of that money. You kidding me? Look at Mike. You got stuck drinking. Are you kidding me? Chuck said too. No, hold on. I mean, I was talking all that shit now, but no. When it comes to that, no, I need the money. Right? They want control of that money. I remember talking to one individual. All he kept saying was the $1.4 billion budget. You know what that is? If we going to control that, we can control that. If you want to control the budget, that's why you want to run for office. You should not be running for office. I'm just saying, buddy. And if you run for the 3rd district, I'm going to say who it was. Just saying. Just saying. Shouldn't be about the money. All these clerks update systems, yeah. I wonder how well Accountant Moranti reviewed the budget. Chart of accounts available through Board of Ed was unclear and inconsistent in the years I previewed. I feel many are not tech savvy, to say the least. Yeah, this problem exists across the board in private professional fields too. Absolutely. When you have people that are not actually educated in certain, things like this, finance, it's not like it's a general knowledge. It's not common sense to review this budget. It really takes a level of, experience and understanding and knowledge to be effective. It's a fact of life, right? I'm not going to go into an operating room and assume that I can cut someone open and sew them back up, because I can do that with a knife and some bread, right? So it's not the same. And so when we allow individuals like a Tasha Diaz, come on, you think we're really going to have an effective government? The woman is being manipulated the same way many other people have been manipulated here in the city of Yonkers. And he doesn't want to give up control of this way. He doesn't want to give up control of that money. And then when he got into office, he took control of the school budget also with that fake scandal with the assist of Nader Sayegh. Funny how he was the president of the Board of Trustees, Nader, when that happened, but he didn't get fired. They didn't remove him. We'll get to that also in an upcoming episode. Anyway, folks, I'm Freddie Vasquez. I just want to hear that. They don't want no state coming in and having any fiscal control, but they need to. Where's this money been going? How's the money been spent? And so any new mayor going in there, that's going to be one of the big projects, is finding out where this money's at, where's it been going, and what's the issues that we have here in the city of Yonkers. Find all the problems and then put them in order, priority, and try to get the money and see how we can fix this mother beep, right? Without firing people, laying anyone off that doesn't need to be, unless, of course, they have a no-show job, a made-up title, then yes, see you later. No pension for you. We're going to come and change Yonkers. We're going to improve the educational system here. We're going to make Yonkers one of the best school districts in the county, if not the state. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to ensure that many people have options of affordable housing, because I get it, folks. You know, some people are like, you know, that's not, you know, some people have issues with people who rely on affordable housing, right? Which is not like, you know, it's not, you know, free welfare. Some people are making 100,000 and still need affordable housing, right? So we're going to make these job distribution even. We're going to hire more people throughout the city of Yonkers. Those who've been waiting, who've been getting shafted, who've been seasonal forever, but just ain't got the money to go to the campaign contribution and fundraisers and write a check, or don't feel like walking door to door and knocking on a door so you can just go on permanently. You're going to get put on permanently as long as you was hustling and you're a good worker, not hustling like drugs, meaning you working hard, right? And those who were passed over on promotions because they were a friends and family member that got the promotion, you're going to get the promotion. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create change, and we need to all do this together. And they're going to try and stop us, just like when they write these type of comments. Look at this. I'll put you on since you guys keep coming on. This is what they do when they want me to be quiet. This is Vinny, Steve Squig, is all you guys. You guys have been outed as the fake pages and all that stuff, right? Another good one, Freddie. Love, peace, and soul. Thank you, Romero. I'm up out of here. Thank you. I appreciate it as always. JP, worst mayor in Yonkers comment. You are going to you should copyright that. Right? You should make shirts. You should make shirts, JP, and start selling them like that. Seriously, you should make shirts. Right? Thank you, folks. People need to. Sorry, I'm getting these stupid. They do this with these stupid counts that they make up, and they try to mess my whole thing up. These people are really sick. Where did that 100,000 affordable housing study ruble market go? I don't know. Where did it go? What about the $250,000 for the dog park? That was money that was bonded. Where did that go? Did it go to the dog park? Why did it take so long to get the freaking Spreckman Center even done? And why did they leave a mess to contractors? Who were the contractors? John Rubo, who were the contractors? Dave? Tubiolo? Anything? Anyone? Anybody? Anybody? What about the money from the casino to the schools? Exactly, Julie. And why is it that it's from 2009, it stayed at $20 million? Why did we get an increase? They were making buku cash. Every year they were going up. They were making more money. But Yonkers stayed getting the same amount, right? What about inflation? Hello? What about increasing expenses over the years, right? So we didn't get an increase from the casino, and now MGM Grand is coming in. So this is very important, folks. We need somebody that's going to go in there and negotiate with MGM Grand and say, hey, we're not going to take less than this. And it's going to be, and you got to see it. We want to know where the money's going to go. How is it going to be allocated? Like, there needs to be full transparency on that stuff. Full transparency. Where's the breakdown? Where did the money go? Like, to each individual vendor and person and employee or whatever, where did the money go? How was it spent? Did it go to schools or what? And so we're going to need someone that's going to go in and truly negotiate for the city of Yonkers and kick some ass and take names. Say, this is what we're going to get. You guys are going to make millions and billions of dollars, and we want the city of Yonkers to get it. Do you know that, Native Americans who live on reservations, when they have casinos, they profit share? Why can't we do that with MGM Grand? Some of these, the Native Americans, when they turn 18, they'll start getting a automatic payment from the casinos that they put up on the reservations. Some of this could be, $10,000 a month, $8,000 a month. So why can't we do that here with the people of Yonkers? If you're making under a certain amount of money, right? And when the casino comes in, you qualify for an automatic monthly income based on the profits that the casino makes. That's it. Because they're making money. They're creating gambling habits. They're taking people's money by giving them a false hope. Because at the end of the day, the house is always going to win. So we need to tax them for that. It's not just enough that they're going to put some money aside for people who become addicted to gambling. It's like, hey, we're going to sell crack. So if you guys become addicted to crack, we got the rehabs over here, right? Is that cool? Yeah, that makes it better. But hey, forget it. You want to put the casino? Cool. Let's do profit sharing. That's all I'm saying. So we need somebody that's going to go in there and that's going to negotiate things like that. We need separate money that goes to hiring extra first responders. Well, do we need extra first responders, right, Carolyn? Because I love the Yonkers police and all that, but do we need more? Is there a need for more? I don't know. I'm just asking. Is there a need for more? Do we need more police? It's funny. I was watching a video of some guy from Chicago, and he was saying that is everybody in New York the police? Because you see the police everywhere in New York, every corner, all the time. You know, you see that mostly in the city too. But I mean, if we need more first responders, what I say is this, Carolyn: let's get rid of Empress. Let's turn the FDNY into an EMT service. Also, let's hire kids coming out of high school who do not want to attend college but would rather learn a trade. Let's make them paramedics. Right? And then they could go and work for the Yonkers Fire Department. And they could be EMTs. And so they're first responders. Right? That's what I think we should do. For all the departments moving forward, we should have a program with the high schools where the kids go. If they're not going to go to college, they want to go into a program to work at DPW, to work at the fire department, to work at the police, then we should be training them to do that toward their senior year. Right? Their grades got to match. They got to have good grades. I mean, I have all these ideas for education. I ain't gonna tell you guys. You guys are gonna steal my shit. Excuse my language. You're gonna steal pardon me. You will steal my ideas, and I prefer that does not happen. We need more mental health responders rather than emergency guaranteed. I mean, 100%. I agree. Right? Because everything is not about arresting someone. We need people to go out and engage the community, especially in the wintertime with the homeless. But there are a lot of people that are struggling from mental health. I mean, just today I was driving down Riverdale and there's a guy dancing in the middle of the street. He's trying to dance around the cars. That's what he was trying to do. He was purposely trying to dance around the cars that were coming down Riverdale. And so we need responders for that. I agree, Hector. Let's get this guy out the street. I mean, he's doing the moonwalk and, a spin. He's going to get hit. And then they're going to sue whoever hits him, right? And then everybody loses. NYS took over a building department in Rockland County for failing to have an official inspection process, for lacking follow-up with no true enforcement placed on landlords to abate existing violations. Everything is coming, it's trickling, don't worry. Like the FDNY cadet program, there you go. There you go. But you have to, these ideas are not like, you don't have to be a genius to come up with them, You just have to really care. You really want to have to do good, right? You really want to see people win. Like, I want to see the people in Yonkers win, everybody. I want everybody to win, okay? That's the first thing I want you to know about me. I want everybody in Yonkers to win, okay? So that's my mindset. So if you are genuine about, wanting to see other people and do well and help other people do well, these ideas are going to come easy. And then, if you have the power as a mayor and these council members, you find the money. You can. I mean, you found the money to give homegirl a job because, you know her mom's, right? Or her dad. You got this girl right here got a part-time job, but she's getting paid full-time salary because, her brother, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, with the brother, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean, right? So that's what I'm saying. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I can make it happen. I could definitely make it happen because I have these ideas. And I'll kick ass and take names. That's it. I don't understand it. Why doesn't it get done? Can I be mayor for the day, Mayor Spano? Can I be come in with you? Right? Just one day. Let me understand it better. Because I don't know why. I agree. 100%. Another trade high school. Yeah, we definitely need more high schools. We need more schools. We need more schools. I would see if I would consider this idea of maybe where we could somehow start to knock down these old schools and rebuild them right where they are, but just build them anew, right? Somehow maybe we could shift kids if we have to go into the school years into, temporary schools and stuff like that just to move forward. So hopefully at some point we'll have these brand new schools because, these developments are beautiful, but our schools are falling apart. I don't get that. It doesn't get that. Internships that turn into jobs, 1,000%, man. That's what I care about. I truly care, and you guys are trying to destroy me. I guess I just care too much. Somebody told me, Freddie, they'll never let you do that because that's too much good. They don't ever want people to do too much good. They'll let you do just a little bit of good, but not too much good. That's the truth. And that's just the truth. All that CARES money and no increase in Yonkers mental health services to meet the need of mental health fallout from the pandemic. Where's the money? It went into their raises. Could you believe that they gave themselves raises during the pandemic, folks? Could you believe that? How much does the city council, the city clerk make now? 190,000. How do you make more than a mayor? How you making more than a mayor? Community centers for the youth need to be more numerous and more dispersed. And not only that, the NEP Community Center, PAL, YMCA, YWCA are all there. Oh, there is, and they're all within a half mile of each other. It's insufficient. Priorities, Mr. Mayor. I agree. I agree, but it's not just that. And again, people might take this the wrong way. Everybody wants to look at the neck. Not everybody, some people. But it also has, right? We go back to what the mayor was saying here. Management of these community centers, management of these community centers. We have to get individuals there that have the skill set to manage these community centers, to come up and implement these ideas and be successful. And it's, again, no diss to nobody, but we cannot have, programs and stuff that are kind of like, money pits. You know what I'm saying? Where money just going in, but there's no return on that investment. It's a great idea, but the ideas are not what we are necessarily looking for, right? The idea itself is not the end goal. The end goal is to see a change in the rate of success among the demographic that you work with. But we don't see that. Where are the results? No one shows you that, but they'll show you nice pictures of parties. Just saying. And so I want to embrace young leaders. I do. And I want to join them, and I want them to join me. And I try to speak to people. And again, I guess a little bit of my, anger. I don't want to call it anger. Let's not call it anger. That's the wrong word. Okay, let's disappointment. Okay, I use that. Disappointment comes from the fact that people just kind of shut me down. I was supposed to go in to talk to kids at Roosevelt, high school students who were helping with the Feed the Need program. They make the sandwiches for me. And a teacher asked me to come to speak to them, and they denied me. And so they try to blame it on Dr. Quesada. You see, that was a game that they were playing. And I realized that, right? I realized that back at that point I already knew. So they try to blame it on Dr. Quesada because they wanted me to not like Dr. Quesada. I mean, they blamed the fact that I only got 3 kids assigned to my UPK program this year after they were willing to give me 21 when they wouldn't give me my C of O. Now they give me 3. And they said it's because of Dr. Quesada. That's what they said. That's what Vinster. I see people call him Vinster. Is it Vinster? Vinster said. Right? So we got to get these individuals out of here because they sabotage those who want to do good. Good does not get done, and we need to do good. And I'm Freddie Vasquez. I'm up out of here. Thank you, folks, for joining me. I'll be coming back on to talk more about Mike Spano and this debate as well as other videos that I have here. Let me see. Actually, I wanted to show something real quick. I'm not going to talk about it, but I thought this was funny. This must have been when Mike Spano, right, was not necessarily so cool with Tommy Meyer. And where's that video at? That's so funny how he kind of just diss him. Like he don't give him no real acknowledgement. And I said, oh, they must have just not really been all the way cool at that time. But now they're super cool, right? Now they're super cool. I want to play this video here. This is Mike Spano. He won. He became mayor. He's in there now. He's going to, put forth all his brilliant ideas, and he's going to make the city better. And everybody's going to be so happy. And I can tell, but all the people that have been calling me, people are such great spirits. Everybody's excited and happy. They love it. They love it. Check it out. That's Tom Meyer in the back. That's the DPW commissioner, also the head of the Democratic chair. The Democratic committee, the chair of the Democratic committee, I should say, I'm sorry. Right? This guy, who I don't even know who he is, gets more attention than this guy, Chuck Lesnick. There he is. Chucky. Chuck. Stop taking selfies without people's permission, Chuck. That's not okay. You're violating people's privacy by doing that and their space because you're getting too close. Just saying, Chuck. I'm trying to give you friendly advice like people do me. Now, let's take a look at this Adopt a Mile program that Mike Spano had. A great idea to raise money. He was going to go to local businesses, people like me, and say, hey, would you like to adopt a mile of city road? It's going to only cost you about $250 to $500, I think, to adopt a mile. Yeah, why not? Let me adopt them. You know what I mean? But usually when you adopt something, they pay you. So is they going to give me money for the road? I don't know, but let's see what he had to say. Check out how he treated Mr. Meyer there. Thank you.
We're joined here by the Council President, Chuck Lesnick, the Commissioner of DPW, Tommy Meyer. And also
Wait. What was that? Hold on. Did anybody hear that? Anybody hear who? What did he say? Say who? Say what, Mike? Yo, Tommy, you let him diss you like that, Tom? Yo, those are fighting words, man. Did you hear what he said? I don't even know who he was introducing. He had no respect for you then, Tom. No respect. Let's go back. Let's go back and see that. Dissed him.
the Commissioner of DPW.
Wait.
We're joined here by the Council President, Chuck Lesnick, the Commissioner of DPW, Tommy Meyer, and also we have Walter COT today. And I say thank you for coming. Today we're here to announce a new Adopt a Mile program for the City of Yonkers. This is part of our Green Neighborhoods, Clean Streets Partnership.
Yo, Mike, why you do that to Tommy, man? Tommy's a loyal soldier now. And that's how you dissed him. Oh, man, Tommy, that's forever on the internet. I'm just saying, Tommy. I'm glad I found that was funny. He barely said his name. He said, right? It's almost like his battery was low and he was about to die. He needed to be recharged, Mike Spano there. That was funny, man. No respect. But I guess he's the chair of the Democratic Committee. Well, I don't know. Was he then? I don't know. But I know he is now. Mike Spano's really a Republican. He always was, you know. He came over and took over the Democratic Party along with Zahi Jarris, Nick Spano. And that's what's going on. And by the way, I do want to correct myself. I believe that a few people reached out to me and said it's actually Nick Spano's wife that may be in hospital. So, you know, we want to send our you know, best wishes and, you know, and sincerely, we mean that's, you know, best wishes. I don't ever wish anything negative on anybody, especially in that manner. Right? So it wasn't Nick. I had mentioned that it was Nick Spano, but I hear his wife. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Though Nick is 71. He's getting up there, you know. He's getting up there. Let's just watch this one more time because I think this is hilarious the way he did Tom Meyer here. Yo, he did you dirty, Tom. That's what we say in the hood.
We're joined here by the Council President, Chuck Lesnick, the Commissioner of DPW, Tommy Meyer, and also we have Walter COT today. And I say thank you for coming. Today we're here to announce a new Adopt a Mile program for the City of Yonkers. This is part of our Green Neighborhoods, Clean Streets Partnership. It was launched in April and it's taking aim at neglected properties and litter throughout our city. This program will be administered through the City Department of Public Works, which I just announced a second ago, and it will provide an opportunity for local businesses, organizations, and residents to team up with the city in helping beautify Yonkers and our sidewalks. Adopt a Mile is an opportunity for our government and our taxpayers to take a new approach to work together in helping to do more with less. At the same time, local businesses are able to go out there and actually advertise their name. So doing something good for our society, good for our community, and at the same time, you can advertise local business. This is for an annual contribution of $500.
Freddie wins.
Thank you, folks, for joining me. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. That was Mike Spano dissing the shit out of Tom Meyer. Damn, that's messed up. Excuse my language, folks. I get a little excited at the end of that. But I love you. Thank you for watching. And remember, folks, we need change. We need change. So I need everybody to come out and vote in November. But I will be back on before then. I'm not going to stop. I don't care what they say, what they try to do. I'm just going to do what I do, what I've always been doing. I've always been fighting all my life, and I'm going to continue to fight. Fight with me. Fight with me. We need change. I'm up out of here, folks. Have a beautiful and blessed night. I'm Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics. As always, I love you, Yonkers. Love me back. Unity, guys. Unity, guys. Remember, Del, John, Anderson. Unity, guys. That's how we're going to do this. If you truly care about your community, you're going to stop feeding into the BS. I know that they're behind you guys and they want you to do it. But is that the right thing to do? Hector Santiago, shout out to you, my brother. If you'd love to come on the show, if you would like to come on the show, I would love for you to come on the show. That's what I meant to say. So reach out to me. I can send you the link. You could join me. Let's talk about what happened as much as you can. I know you got law lawsuit, probably illegal. It's probably a legal thing now, so I get it. But hey, I'd love to talk to you about it. I want to know what happened more about that. How do you feel about what went down that day in that meeting? And also, how do you feel about the future prospects of the city of Yonkers? And a new day. Is a new dawn, a new day? New day, new dawn? One of the two. How do you feel about that? I'm Freddie Vasquez. Reach out to me, brother. Come on, send you the link. We can chat it up, man. Let's show Yonkers that, you can have an issue with people. It doesn't mean that you cannot, get past it, move forward. That shows maturity, that shows unity, that shows the people of Yonkers that we can do this. We got to do it together, right? Let the kids know that, it's not about problems. It's not about division. It's about unity. Unity. I'm up out here.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Reach out to me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. Politicwithfred@gmail.com. Politicwithfred@gmail.com.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
In another one, Mr. Rumo lied to me. And I don't vote for the person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want some of the butter chicken. So thank you.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
I know you have a lot of women that work in your office. And I was also told that you favor some over others. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sandy. Please elaborate on that. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sandy. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sandy. I know you have a lot of women that work in your office. And I was also told that you favor some over others. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sandy. Please elaborate on that.
It's not.
We're going to leave it where it is. Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping. I know you have a lot of women that work in your office. And I was also told that you favor some over others. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sammy. Please elaborate on that.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins.